It is time for List Live. I don't know. Unknown? I don't know. That's
Unknown.
Gonna be it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and the number one ranked spot is... Welcome back to List Life. Just Shane Darling and Connor Brown here. Nobody else. We're doing a duo day. How you doing, Connor?
Been a while, doing great.
It has been a minute.
I think we said on the walking down here, Valentine's Day. I think
that
was the last one. It was just me and you together.
I think that was it, and I don't feel like going and looking right now. So
That's so real.
Not going to. I've had a solid week. How about you? How's it going?
Pretty solid. We got we're in the midst of the meat of audio production right now. We're getting all of our assignments. We just got the Evergreen one, not the Evergreen, the Inside the Old Main one, as well as the PSAs and promos you have to make. We just got those.
The Insight to Old Main in my time here is the worst thing I've ever made.
Great.
It's not good. I got a B on it though.
Okay.
Because Owen James and Brooke Root set the curve, but it's the worst.
It's me and Olivia Smith tackling this one
Olivia's
together.
good.
Yeah, I know.
You'll be good.
I listened to her timely package for class and I was like, darn, bro.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, Olivia's dope. She's in my video.
She's setting the curve on that one. It was
She's
really
in my
good.
video production class. Anyways, we're doing an interesting one today. This is fun. I think it's a lot of fun. So the three lists, Connor's gonna go first. Top 10 urban legends.
Yes.
I have some notes. We'll get there. And then I'm gonna go second, mid-range, top 10 unsolved mysteries. And then Connor's got the big kahuna. This was the original list he said we should do, and then we were like, okay, we got to figure out things to go with it.
Try and figure out more for it.
Yeah, and that's top 10 conspiracy theories.
Yes.
I posted these at probably like 11 o'clock. I had 4 comments in a matter of 7 minutes. People were loving this one.
I'm
mostly
glad they
people
love
we
that
know,
one.
but yeah, it was a good one.
All right.
I don't know what's going on. We usually for the last so long
we
just
have
been
an
talking.
interview or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Or someone to come in here, but I don't know. It's been going well. I would say, like I said, audio productions. I'm trying to interview the project lead of the new cybersecurity building being built right now for my Evergreen.
That's good.
I'm hoping he emails me back. Nate
good.
Hawley gave me 3 people to email and see if they reach out. That's the one time we have a cybersecurity major in here that actually helps me out. So that's really good for that.
Just make sure you have a backup option. I got screwed over last year. So
I know your I know yours.
It's okay.
I'm gonna try and do this, and I think Olivia, we're after next week because on the 13th the Evergreen is due, as well. I believe the PSAs are due, so I gotta lock in and do all those.
I really liked my PSAs and my promos.
Was your promo buzzer beater? Is that what you did?
My promo was buzzer beater and herd roundup, and then the PSA was on not smoking, and I acted like I was a guy that smoked at a basketball game.
I was thinking of doing mine something with drinking.
Yeah,
I don't do drinking.
I did fine on those. I think I probably averaged like a B plus across the board, but once I saw his notes, I was like, yeah, these were not as good as I thought they were, because I was really proud of them, but then I was like, it is not.
No, I feel like I made something I thought was all right, and then I thought I did I did set the curve on the big dose, but I didn't think I did. I didn't think I did. Oh my gosh,
fancy!
I didn't think I did horrible on the slicing and dicing one, and then he graded, and he was like, "Here's a C." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I thought at least we'll get a B on that. But
have you looked at your schedule for next semester?
I have. Getting it set up right now. I tried. I'm emailing Susan because she gave me a class. I forgot what it was. I think it's 3 something. That's
specific.
I think it's sportscasting is what I can't take yet.
Sports writing.
That.
Yeah, with Bernice Morris.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think she gave me the wrong JMC because I went to look and it wasn't on there.
JMC 303.
I have that.
You're in that.
Yes.
I'm in that too. That'll be fun.
Sweet. I'm taking that.
With Morris.
That's with
right?
Morris? Okay.
Yeah.
I think also some of the freshmen are doing it. I think Max Chafin is doing it.
That'd be dope. I might die next semester. So listen to this. I have 2 400 level math classes.
Okay.
1 300 level math class.
Okay.
And the 300 level math class is known as just the gauntlet of calculus. Okay. So that'll be fun. And then I have a class with Dr. Bailey, intro to sports writing. And then I have a class with Bernice Morris, sports writing.
What is intro to sports writing? Is that?
It's the intro to the 303.
I know, but what JMC is it?
235.
Okay, that's not the one.
Wait,
I think I might be taking that.
Is it that one? It's Monday,
so.
Wednesday, 2
I think I might be taking
but
that
yeah,
one,
and then there's that, and then I have an online natural science class. It's like human biology 105, but it's it'll be fun. I'm not too worried about it, especially since I've been told that intro to sports is like the chillest of Dr. Bailey's classes. So
okay, that's cool.
And I feel like Ben said after taking audio production, that one's gonna be okay. So I was like, all right,
that's why I'm glad with that.
It'll be fine. It'll buff. Definitely gonna be one of my probably busier semesters to come. Maybe my busiest of the last 4.
Just for saying with all these math classes you're saying, yeah.
No, it's not even the math class because like one of them, it's basically a history class.
Oh, okay.
I took it because I had to drop my stats minor. It's just not working out there. That stats minor is not schedule friendly. So I took it's a history of math class, which I've watched a documentary on the history of math. That's how much of a math nerd I am. Yeah, so it'll be fun. I like the professor too, and I'm also glad because this semester I'm not gonna lie, my schedule lined up to where I had a class 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
And then on Monday and Wednesday, I did not have another class until 2. It's been a struggle to go to that 9 a.m. class on Monday, Wednesday. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. But I'm glad because next semester everything's working out to where like multiple classes back to back. 5 classes back to back. I just go to both. There's no reason not to. But okay, we've killed enough time. Let's get into it. Take it away with Liquidator.
So
get ready. It's the Wow, what was funny about that?
Sounded like Mario when you said it.
It's me.
So my list is top 10. I went type of the scarier urban legends route because I was looking around like there's a million urban legends around the world, like different parts of the world. So I was trying to look for that. This is what like a usual consensus of some lists that people said was like the scariest ones. So coming in at number 10, I have the Slender Man.
I think it's too low.
Too low. See, I was struggling with the first so like 10 through 7, I was struggling. I didn't know where to put these at. Yeah. So what I have on this, I have the saying what they are, obviously. Yeah. So Slender Man, it is a modern urban legend originating on the internet, depicted as an unnaturally tall, thin figure with no face. He is said to stalk, abduct, or psychologically torment people, particularly children. They also made a movie about him, I think, a few years ago.
I think so. Did you ever play the iPad game?
Yep.
It was so much fun.
Yep.
Just for context, you'd like run around in the woods
and you gotta collect these pages.
And then you would like see him every once in a while, and you had to like collect all the pages, and I think it was like you had to escape the woods.
You had to collect, I think, 10 pages to get out of the woods. Is what it was
before he caught you. But when he caught you, it was terrifying, especially for like a 9-year-old kid.
I remember because I was like 9 years old playing those games. I remember he got me. Yeah, I think I had like a couple pages, and he got me. And then that night, I had a nightmare about him.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Really? And then I woke up to just like, I mean, it was, I remember how it happened. It was just like, he has no face. Yeah. It was just like, he picked me up and I woke up and I was like, okay, that's done. I have it here because a lot of people are saying like mainly like number 8 was scarier when we get to that. And number 9, I have it on here because I think it's just funnier than number 10. So I have him on there. So number 9, I have Bigfoot.
I gotta be on this list. I don't think he's that scary.
I agree, but like everyone was, I don't know. When you look at these lists, there's like someone will say, "Oh, Bigfoot's top 5," then they'll say, "Oh, Bigfoot's bottom 5."
Okay, if anybody's saying Bigfoot is top 5, it's bad.
There's a lot on there.
Basically, a big gorilla.
If you don't know what Bigfoot is, I feel like, but basically,
get out from under your rock.
It's been a thing forever. Basically, a big Sasquatch of it's a massive ape-looking creature is what people try to say it is. Probably one of the deepest internet things of all time that people don't know. Is it real? Was it a guy in the...
Do you think it's real?
When I was more younger, I'd say.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. I mean, it's just a... I don't know, because I genuinely think it was a dude in a fursuit.
My dad and grandpa genuinely believe it's real.
They actually do?
They genuinely believe it's real, and my dad thinks it's just an alien. From another, so 2 for 1. He believes aliens are real.
Okay, there you go.
By the way,
all right. So basically, that's Bigfoot. If you don't know what it is, then that's
these are all pretty quick hitting.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, number 8, I have the Hat Man.
Never heard of this one.
Okay, so the Hat Man is described as a shadowy figure wearing a fedora or mainly a wide brimmed hat. And he has like these red eyes where he just stares at you. Oof. He's often seen during sleep paralysis or late at night. Witnesses report him standing silently in the corners or the doorways, observing them without moving, speaking, or attacking. This legend draws on psychological terror, the fear of being watched, and while powerless, and is often tied to moments of extreme vulnerability. The reason why people say he's up there mainly over Slenderman does attack you in the sense, like, I feel like the sense of being just watched by something and it's watching you is more scary. Obviously, people say it happens when they say it's some type of demon in a way, because it only comes when you're in sleep paralysis. You can't move or even escape, not even scream at it. And the way it seems patient, people have said, like, it just sits there and just waiting for the moment to actually attack you. But in reality, it just sits there and looks at you.
Yeah, for sure. It's freaky, definitely.
Yeah, it's creepy. People made like art images online. Looked at it, just a dude in like a black trench coat, black fedora, and like red beady eyes just staring at you.
Which really, if it didn't have the red eyes, it'd
just be a shadowy figure,
just be a
staring
person
at you. Yeah, it's true. It'd be a person looking at you.
I'm in the corner watching you kiss. You ever heard that song?
I love that song,
dude. When I watched that on AGT for the first time, I dang near cried.
It was so good.
Like,
that is the best version of that song.
I agree.
It was so good.
I agree. Because have you heard the other, like the original version?
Yeah.
It's, I don't know.
It's by, who's it by? The original?
It's some girl group.
I know who it is.
It's like upbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. So number 7, I have the Chupacabra.
Classic.
This is one of my dad's favorites.
It's classic.
I remember, it's like when I first got my license, he always told me, make sure you don't hit the Chupacabra. Like every single time I got my license.
That's funny.
So what it is it's reportedly primarily in Latin America and parts of the U.S. It's notorious for allegedly draining livestock of its blood. Descriptions vary from reptilian with spines to more hairless alien-like creatures. Some people claim to find bite marks, punctured skin, or livestock deaths with no explanation. And I think this one is one of the creepiest ones in the sense, because it can just kill something and run away and disappear. And it feels like a predator while it studies the environment, and it seems very sentient in a way. It knows what it's doing. It's feared by humans, and people generally do believe it's real.
Yeah, this one's freaky. I used to think of like it as not a scary thing when I was a kid, because I was like, oh, this Chupacabra high, because it's like a common joke thing. But then once I started looking up pictures of it when I finally had an iPad and was open to the internet,
it's like, ooh.
Yeah. Wait, how do you feel about like your kid having an iPad and just open to the internet?
I feel like now it's a lot worse.
I agree, but it's like I've heard stories of people that were like my age talking about how, since I was just open the internet, I've seen such horrible things since I was a kid. When I had my iPad, the only thing I wanted to do was get on and play this soccer mobile game.
Dude, I was watching like Minecraft YouTube videos, and I was playing games like that, like the try and get a soccer ball. And
exactly.
Like that. I've been playing games like that.
So
also, they say like, oh, I saw you were actively looking for it.
Yeah, if that's you would have to look that up. Now I will say there are sometimes like, even nowadays, like I'll go onto some sites that look like a news site, and then you see like the ads that are diabolical.
True. Yeah, they're absolutely diabolical.
Which I will say
ads.
that is true, but I don't know. I've just never been now, don't get me wrong, my kid's not getting a phone until I didn't get one until 8th grade. I enjoyed that because I was forced to talk to people.
I got one in 7th, I think. Yeah, I was forced to talk to people too, because as a kid, like a child, I had horrible social skills.
Really?
So I really did.
That shocks me.
No, this is actually, I know, right? So this is I was supposed to be in a completely different class. I was held back in preschool because my social skills were that bad.
Interesting.
And then I guess it was fine after that, because I was immediately went in with the class I'm with now.
So my high school, nowadays, after I graduate, nobody's allowed to have their phone on them, which is diabolical.
Yeah, I have
you have to give your phone to the teacher walking into the class. But when I was there, it was freshman year you couldn't have your phone.
Okay.
It had to stay in your locker, and then sophomore on up you can have it. And I loved that. Because freshman year, every time when there was a break in class, teacher ends class a little early, I'd look around, everybody's talking. Then you'd see like the corner of sophomores that were just on their phone.
Yeah.
And I hated that. And my class was pretty good at like not going on their phone straight away, once we got
Mine
up there,
as well, kind of, but we just talked to each other. We had like a little group of people we just talked to each other. But there were some people that say, the people that I guess like don't talk as much. Obviously they're on their phone, but yeah. So number 6, I have kind of like really scared. The Wendigo.
This one's freaky.
Yeah, it really is. So the Wendigo is a creature just from all folklore, really. It's described as a gaunt humanoid monster with a ravenous appetite for human flesh. It is said to possess humans, turn them into cannibals, driven by straight animal-like hunger. It symbolizes the primal fears of starvation, isolation, and moral corruption, and legends claim it can appear normal at first and consume its victims psychologically and physically. And just the horror, the external horror and the internal horror is like, you realize that you could be the monster as well as prey for it. And that's like, it can infect you and you can turn into one. It's like a werewolf type thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's up there. I think the order you have going now is pretty solid. I think I would just move Slender Man up in front of Bigfoot and Hat Man. But no, Wendigo and Chupacabra being by each other, that's a good pick.
So this one I actually did not know about at all.
I've never heard of this.
So I didn't either. And when I was looking, I was like, what the heck? So number 5, it's called the spider bite. It's where eggs were under the skin. Ugh. So this grotesque tale involves a small bite, often from a seemingly harmless spider, that gradually swells. Soon, the skin begins to move, and the victim feels wriggling beneath its skin. Eventually, the swelling bursts open, revealing there's actually spider eggs, or spiders themselves, emerging from under the skin. It's straight body horror.
That's awful.
And I hate it. And your own body is the horror here, and you can't escape it. And it's just a legend that they say can happen, and I hate it.
Oh gosh, it reminds me. What's that movie where like it was like they were like going into pyramids and stuff, and they had the mummy, and like the bugs would go under the skin. You remember that?
Yes,
I don't remember.
But I know what you're talking about. But it's disgusting.
The spider bite kind of reminds me of, you know how Australia is known for spiders, right?
Yeah.
And so the issue with the main type of spider in Australia called the huntsman is that you can't squish it because if you do, it like if it's pregnant, all the little spiders just come out. And then you have everything. So that's what this reminds me of.
I've seen people of like just killing like a huntsman with like a shovel.
Yeah.
In Australia,
which
shoots out.
It's not bad because once you realize, like a lot of people from there will tell you this, like once you realize that huntsmen are just harmless, they cannot hurt you.
They just
anyways.
chill.
They really do.
Yeah.
They don't care about humans.
Yeah, but true. But when you see like a thing that's bigger than my hand
that's true.
on the wall,
there are huntsmen
where they're huge.
They can like eat baby possums.
I've seen
and
that.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I've seen.
But don't get me wrong, that I'd be worrisome because like if you have a baby or something like that, you don't want to get in your baby. But like just in general, like if you saw one, it's not that big of a deal. But that kind of like babies spreading everywhere. Especially under the skin.
It's just, the whole concept of the under the skin, I hate. That's why it's top 5.
Hey, 50-50 chance. You either have that or you become Spider-Man.
Or you become Spider-Man. It's whatever you want to do. So at number 4, I have, they called it the licked hand.
I think I know what this is, but I'm not sure.
I was telling Drew about this, and she was like, oh, wait, I heard of this. So what happened is a girl is lying in bed at night, comforted by what she believes is her dog licking her hand from the floor.
I remember this.
Yeah, so the next day, she discovers a horrifying truth. It wasn't her dog licking her because she woke up the next day and found the dog dead. Mm-hmm. Some people believe that the dog was killed and replaced by a murderer hiding in the house. But essentially what it is, it's saying that there was a person licking her hand at night.
The version I heard was the lady was sitting on her bed and she heard something from downstairs, and she reached down to feel her dog feel safe.
I've heard that one
and
too.
Then the dog licked her hand, and then then she heard her dog barking from downstairs.
I've heard that one
and
too.
Then she was freaked out, and then I don't know if it was I think it was she picked up like a piece of paper that it threw out, and it said humans have tongues too. It was either that or the voice from below said humans have tongues too. But that's the version I've heard.
I saw
terrifying.
Horrifying. I hate that. It's awful.
For sure.
And that just gross. Mm-hmm. So at number 3, it's called The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs. It's a pretty classic horror tale. A teenage babysitter receives a series of increasingly disturbing phone calls while looking at her children. The caller keeps asking her to check on the kids or say threatening things. Eventually, she learns that the calls were coming from inside the house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Meaning someone was there the entire time messing with her. And just that is what gets me when I have a fear where it's like the fear of you feel like you're being watched.
Really?
But in a way I know I'm not, but I feel like sometimes I am. And that feeling of knowing you're not safe in your own home is the worst feeling possible.
Yeah, for sure. My sister always had an issue staying in our house alone. She never liked it. I never minded it, especially we had 4 dogs. Now don't get me wrong, they were the smallest dogs ever. They would have gotten destroyed by anything, but also I would have had a warning that someone was coming.
Yeah.
But I also, even when the few times where, I didn't have them there, I mean, now mind you, my parents aren't awful. I was probably in high school. I don't know. I just never really had that, but no, for sure. If you find out the calls are coming from inside your house, that's not great. Did you ever see the movie of the man that was staying inside their attic without them knowing?
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's horrifying.
It's awful.
So number 2, I have, it's called The Hook or the Lover's Lane Killer. This urban legend tells of a young couple parked at a remote lover's lane enjoying time together. They hear over the radio that an escaped killer with a hook for a hand is on the loose. Nervously, they decide to leave, but when they return to their car, they discover a hook has been dangling from the driver's side door. The story plays on fears of vulnerability, isolation, and being targeted while doing something ordinary. And it's just like, you see on the news that, oh, hey, there's a guy with a hook for a hand out killing somebody. Get back to your car and there's a hook on your freaking door.
Yeah.
Like that. Why? Mm-hmm. No, that's horrible.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen, we're going to turn this into a little PSA section.
Yeah.
That like sometimes creepos, I'll call them, will put like a note on the windshield on the door.
Yeah.
That way, especially if it's a young woman, she'll like look at it and then they'll come grab them. And that's like a technique.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's a distraction.
But like, that's why like I've told Maddie I would never leave a note if I saw your car ever anywhere. Nope. Never do that.
Nope.
And so that way she can never think like, oh, it's just Shane leaving something now. But then it's like, it's diabolical.
Yeah, it's horrible.
That's awful.
It's the ways like, I just see people like the ideas they come up with to try and get people is like insane. Like that idea is weird.
I think that's the reason that Marshall's parking tickets are like orange.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's from something like that. A lot of parking tickets are like, you could tell looking at it, it's a parking ticket. It's not just some random piece of paper.
Or like a sticky note. You're right.
Diabolical for sure.
So at number 1, this one I feel like is like a tale as old as time.
Gotta be it.
Bloody Mary. And I don't really think I need to get into this one because I feel like if you don't know what this one is, you gotta get out of that rock.
Close the yearbook.
Basically what it is, you go into a bathroom, you look in the mirror, you turn the lights off, you put some candles on, you say Bloody Mary 3 times. Supposedly, she appears, and there's some versions suggest that the Bloody Mary would actually drag the person into the mirror and just haunt them afterwards. And it's a ritual thing, and people really said this is a consensus. Like when they were kids, this one scared them the most.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a classic. It's got to be up there. It's so good. You go in there, and I think you say Bloody Mary 3 times.
Yeah,
and that's allegedly supposed to do it. Again, I will say I never bought into a lot of these legends.
Not either.
I don't know why, but I saw scarier things over in China. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I just never really bought into it. I think it's a good list. I just think Slender Man needs to be higher. Yeah. I also, with us being in West Virginia, I think you missed out on the Skin Crawler.
Yeah, true. I heard.
I think that one Skin Crawler, right?
Skin Crawlers, yeah.
It's got to be it, right? Yeah, okay.
So.
It was like blanking in my head. You got a C, so not a terrible start.
Comments on this, John?
We got a lot of responses on this one.
For the first one?
No, like a lot of votes.
In general?
I mean, a lot of votes. I'm not sure if we have any on the first one. I'll just take a quick gander. We got a lot on the conspiracy series. I'm thinking, Morgan said, where is Peg Leg? Is that really a scary?
That's not really scary, though, I don't think.
I don't think so. John Bogus said, where is the cheese touch? That's funny.
Okay, that's really good. That's good. My bad, John Bog.
That's it for yours.
That's really good.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good list to start. Not bad at all. Definitely, that was the only 2 notes I have, which that means you're doing something right.
Yes, sir.
And I'll get it going with the mid-range.
It is mid-range time, everybody.
So, top 10 unsolved mysteries of all time. Obviously, we're going to go into our own depth of what we think happened. If, I have my own answer for all of these. This one, number 10, is actually hits pretty close to home here. The Sodder children disappearance.
This one I had, this one is just...
For sure. Yeah. On Christmas Eve in 1945, a fire destroyed the Sodderville family home in Fayetteville, West Virginia. 5 of the children were believed to have died in the fire, but no remains were ever found despite thorough searches. This unusual detail led the family to suspect the children may have survived. Additional strange events, including reports and sightings, and a mysterious photograph received years later, deepened the mystery. The family spent decades searching for answers, convinced the official explanation was incorrect. To this day, the fate of the Sodder children remains unsolved. My opinion, I think they did die. And I mean, I just think the fire was so bad that the remnants were hard to find.
Yeah, I think it just took them all out. I think it like disintegrated everything at that time. But like things like that, like even if they were like say in a way taken or something like that, it always sucks because there's only one person that knows and it's the person that was there like that happened all of these.
And also there was another part of the story where the dad was using a ladder to go up and try to get them out.
Yeah.
And basically after it was all said and done, the ladder was gone and there was no trace of it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a crazy story for sure. I don't think there's a movie about it. There should be.
There should be.
But yeah, it's insane. Ninth best unsolved mystery, the Voynich manuscript, which is a medieval book filled with strange illustrations and text written in an unknown language or code. The drawings include unidentifiable plants, astronomical diagrams, and unusual human figures. They believe it dates back to the early 15th century, despite efforts by cryptographers, I don't know if that's how you say that, linguists and computer scientists. The manuscript has resisted all attempts at decoding. Some think it's a hoax, but nobody really knows its true purpose and why it was written. I think it's a hoax.
I think it's a hoax because I feel like, it's a sense of, they look at it, it's just lost language. Like, we don't know what it is. I feel like they could figure it out.
My opinion, I think it's just somebody had some fun, drew some doodles.
Yeah, someone back in the 15th century said, look at this plant with biceps or something like that.
Yeah, I can easily right now draw you a plant that doesn't exist.
Yeah, so I can do that right now.
That's my 2 cents, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's the answer to the question of life. Number 8, Amelia Earhart. This is a classic. She was attempting to become the first woman to fly around the world when she disappeared in 1937. Her last known location was near Howland Island in the Pacific Ocean, where she was attempting to refuel. Radio transmissions suggested she was low on fuel and unable to locate the island. Numerous theories exist, including crashing into the ocean, landing on a remote island, or being captured. Whether she lived, whether she didn't. Expeditions have searched for wreckage for decades, but no conclusive evidence has been found. Earhart's disappearance remains one of aviation's greatest mysteries. My opinion, she was running low on fuel, so she was near the water, and then these rogue waves that can get up to over 100 feet tall, I think one just took her out.
I think she managed to actually get to an island.
Really?
Is what I think she managed to do. I've seen people talk about this where coconut crabs got her. That's what I've seen.
That's true.
Have you seen how big those things are?
They're huge.
That can eat someone.
They're huge.
Me and my friend, we talked about it, I think, in history class, in high school. We talked about it, and my history teacher, she was saying how there's a good chance she crashed near an island. She survived the crash because obviously, when you're low on fuel, it would be okay, you're going to slowly maybe coast into there, and maybe she landed real quick, got out, went to the island, and then she was there for a while or a little bit, and then I generally think a bunch of coconut crabs got her. Is what I think.
Interesting. I mean, I know there's been some reported things of they found stuff on islands that might be hers, but I don't know. My 2 cents, I think she was just low on gas, was flying low, and then one of the rogue waves got her. Because rogue waves in the ocean, have you seen them?
Yes,
they're diabolical.
They're insane.
They're insane. All right, the 7th craziest unsolved mystery, the Mary Celeste, which was a boat that was discovered drifting in the Atlantic Ocean with its cargo intact, but its crew was just straight up not there. There were no signs of violence.
Yeah, I know
and
this
personal belongings were just left behind on the ship, suggesting the crew abandoned the ship suddenly. The ship itself was still seaworthy, going well. It was just deepening the mystery with the fact that it was doing fine. Various theories have been proposed, including maybe pirates, mutiny, or a natural phenomenon just such as a gas explosion or another situation where it could have been a rogue wave. None have been proven. The case has become a classic maritime mystery and a symbol of unexplained disappearances at sea. This one I don't have an answer for.
See, I don't think it was pirates because when I looked into this, they said there was a bunch of alcohol on board,
and
they didn't take it.
Yeah,
so I think if pirates would have ransacked it, the ship would have been it would have been sunk.
Oh yeah,
I think immediately. There's actually something kind of similar to this that happened a few years, not that long ago. It wasn't pirate related, but it was this boat. These guys went on a fishing trip. They told their wives.
I think I kind of remember.
Yeah, they said they're going on a fishing trip, and then their boat would just drive around this island, basically go in a circle. And then eventually they got reported missing. And then some people were like, "Oh, hey, I saw that boat." Yeah. And then authorities went and found it, and they found all their stuff was there, but they weren't there.
I don't know. I think. I wish I knew how many people were supposed to be on that boat, because if it was 3 people, I could see maybe the fact of just a rogue wave knocked them off the ship if they were all standing near the edge. But it's crazy.
I found out 10.
10, doesn't make sense.
It said 10 missing people: Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and 7 main crew.
I don't know. That one I don't have an answer for. But this next one, the 6th highest, I'm pretty confident in this one. The lost colony of Roanoke. which was established by English settlers in 1587, mysteriously disappeared. By the time a supply ship returned in 1590, 3 years later, they came back. Nobody was there. It was abandoned. No signs of struggle or remains. The only clue was the road Croatoan carved into a wooden post. Historians have proposed that the colonists may have integrated with nearby indigenous tribes or relocated due to hardships, such as Hatteras Island, formerly known as Croatoan Island. However, no definitive evidence has confirmed their fate. The mystery has endured for centuries as one of the earliest unsolved cases in American history. I'm pretty confident they went to Croatoan Island.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident they left. Mm-hmm. That's what I think when I hear this. I genuinely think they just got up and left. Yeah. I mean, when they carved the word.
I mean, why would they take the time to carve that?
Yeah, if they're not going to go there.
Especially, they knew that somebody was coming back. So
they said it was what? You said it was what? 3 years later they came back? And I mean, they left. Like, it's simple.
I'm pretty confident that one, they're just...
Me too.
They were just hanging out over in Croatoan.
I believe that as well.
Number 5, this one I just learned about, the Tunguska event.
Yeah, I had no idea what this was.
In 1908, a powerful explosion occurred over remote forest in Siberia, flattening trees across an area of roughly 800 square miles. Witnesses described a fireball streaking across the sky, followed by a massive shockwave. The event released energy comparable to a large nuclear explosion, but no impact crater was found. Yeah. Scientists now believe the explosion was caused by a meteor or comet fragment exploding in the atmosphere before reaching the ground. However, they can't be exactly sure, and it just continues to be studied as a rare example of large cosmic airburst impacting Earth.
Yeah, I'm going with space on this one because I looked it up when I saw it yesterday. I think you posted it last night, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I looked it up. I was like, what the heck is this? And they said it was like 800 times worse than Hiroshima.
It's like, if you look up pictures of it, the trees are they're just bent over or flattened. Like, they're just flat. Crazy.
Yeah, they're flat. Like, and I think it was an asteroid or something space related came and hit the Earth. It was, I think that's really what it was. Because if there was no impact crater, or as well as like say no sense of a nuclear bomb going off, then I think it has to be the sense of it's a rock from space.
I agree. It's just the only thing is like it's 1908. We should have been able to know that.
Oh, at that time, yeah.
If that's going on. So I don't know. That's the one weird thing. And it's like in a remote forest in Siberia. What are the odds that this happened and nobody knew about it, and it was just in this remote, crazy, unlivable spot? That's where, like, maybe it was something like, maybe they were testing out some weapons, but at that point in time, we hadn't gotten to the nuclear advancements.
It was 1908, and that was like 40 years later.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Unless,
I don't know.
Somebody figured it out early, but I don't know. And number 4, the Zodiac Killer.
This is one of my favorite ones.
Who operated in Northern California in the late 60s, attacking couples and individuals in seemingly random acts of violence. Yeah. He claimed 37 victims, but he only has, or she, we don't discriminate.
We don't know.
But only has 7 confirmed. What set this case apart was the killer's communication with newspapers during all the killings and everything. Yeah. He just kept sending letters that included cryptograms and threats. Some of these codes were eventually solved, but others remained undeciphered. Despite multiple suspects and decades of investigation, law enforcement has never conclusively identified a killer. Advances in DNA analysis have been applied to evidence, but results still have been inconclusive. It's just an unsolved, infamous serial killer case in American history. Nobody knows who it is.
There's a strong chance he saw that movie they made about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a great chance he went and watched it. He's probably said, man, they made me look cool or something.
Have you ever seen the clip of... It was an Asian-made movie about a killer, and the director thought that the killer would watch the movie because the killer hadn't been caught. So the last scene is the main character staring into the camera because he wanted it to portray the sense like if the killer was watching the movie,
watching you.
He was watching you.
Yes, I'm watching. Okay. Yeah. That's
it was creepy. It was fun.
Yeah, this is one of like the creepy ones because I always hate ones of like, we don't know who they are. We couldn't find them. I feel like obviously nowadays you get caught in 5 minutes or something like that. Yeah, with the way everything is now.
Just cameras nowadays.
Well, because DNA didn't become a thing until like the late 90s, early 2000s. They actually did something like that.
Well, and have you heard about like genetic genealogy?
Yeah.
How they can
get you.
I remember I took an honors biology class in high school, and it's basically just a genetics class.
Yeah.
And we watched this documentary type thing where basically these genetic genealogists will get their hands on the DNA and they'll go through all these databases. And it was like a 25-year cold case that they never figured out. And this lady was able to narrow it down to 2 people within a matter of 6 hours. Jeez. Because she'd like go through all the databases. She'd be able to connect how much DNA, how much of a percentage match to see what their relation to them could be. And then she'd like go on Facebook and Instagram and be like, okay, who are you related to? And then she ended up getting it down to one name that she was like, I'm pretty confident this is in. They followed the guy. He threw out a cup with his DNA on it. They checked it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, they checked it. It was him, and he was caught. And even the dude was like, wow. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's genetic genealogy is fascinating. I remember thinking about going into that at one point in time.
That's insane. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Top 3 now, unsolved mysteries of all time. This one is much more recent. One of my favorite ones. I've done a lot of research on it. Malaysian Airlines Flight 370.
This was only like 12 years ago, right?
Yep, 2014. On March 8th, 2014, this airplane, just during a routine flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, China, just vanished. Military radar indicated the plane deviated from its course and continued flying for hours after losing contact with air traffic control. Satellite data later suggested it likely crashed in a remote part of the southern Indian Ocean. Search efforts became one of the largest and most expensive in aviation history, involving multiple countries and years of investigation. While pieces of debris have washed ashore on islands in the Indian Ocean, the main wreckage has never been found. The lack of definitive answers has led to theories ranging from pilot action to mechanical failure and even more speculative ideas. There's basically 3 main theories that people have. It's basically the pilot took this as, hey, this is my last hurrah. I'm going to commit suicide and all these people can come down with me. A mechanical failure as they were in between, because there's like a 5-minute zone in between the 2 countries where he was flying from that you go off radar for a little bit and you're not connected to either airport through the headphones. I've watched documentaries on this stuff. It's fascinating, by the way. Highly recommend. And then the last one was somebody shot it down, like China shot it down or something like that.
I feel like also it's I don't know how in the world it just like disappears, because I feel like if it was shot down, if the pilot did commit suicide, I feel like you'd find wreckage or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
I mean, I don't know how deep the water is there. Was it over water is where they were? Yeah. I mean, we found the Titanic, man. So it's like, I don't know how this could happen unless somehow, they found a fabric.
I think their best guess, and I think this is true as well, there's enough evidence pointing toward this, with satellite, satellite hits and everything like that, radar stuff, that this is the one I believe, and I'm pretty confident this is what happened, that basically he was a very experienced pilot, like knew his stuff to the T. He basically got to the point in which he'd be in rendezvous from going from one country's intercom to the next. Once he got there, that's when he turned and he like shut off all of his stuff. And then there were a few spots he'd actually turned around, came across his country again, and there were just a few spots. One was like a military base. And then he just basically flew around the edge of where he'd be in radio contact with his, and on radar, with his country. And then he was basically just riding the fine line between them. So that way one side would think it's theirs, their side would think it's the other side. And then he just eventually went to where he was completely off the grid and outside of every single country and flew until ran out of gas. And there's enough evidence for me to prove that that's what it is. And that's my assumption.
That's probably the most likely theory, but still crazy.
Yeah, no, it's nuts.
No, I mean, that's like over almost 300 people on board, man. That's just nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. And like they even showed like how he probably went about it, like it's like decompressing the air in the cabin, so that way they just get passed out, and then he could put on his oxygen mask and everything like that. But it's fascinating. I watched like a whole thing on it that basically explained this is how they think he did it, and it made sense to me. But number 2, D.B. Cooper.
This one is nuts.
On November 24th, 1971, a man calling himself Dan Cooper boarded a flight in Portland, Oregon, and calmly informed a flight attendant that he had a bomb. He demanded $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes, which were provided after the plane landed in Seattle. After releasing the passengers, the plane took off again, and Cooper parachuted into the night somewhere over the Pacific Northwest. Despite a massive FBI investigation, no trace of Cooper was found, and his fate remains unknown. In 1980, a young boy, so 9 years later, a young boy discovered a portion of the ransom money along a riverbank, adding another layer of mystery. Whether he survived the jump, whether he died in the forest, everything. It's one of the most enduring unsolved crimes in the United States.
Now, I have seen, obviously, like sketches of DB Cooper, and I think the lady described him as like a dude with sunglasses and a suit is how it was. And this one's just nuts. Yeah, like I think it's crazy. This was in like what, the 70s?
Yes, so 1971.
Like yeah, that obviously like back then. I like if you ain't gonna find the guy. So like if something like that.
I think he lived.
I think he's alive. Or he lived.
Or he lived.
I don't know how old he is. He would be now. I don't know how. Well, it depends on how old he was in 71. He probably he could have done that at 30.
Yeah, that's true.
But I have no idea. I did see a really dumb thing. Like the Marvel did this in their Loki show they made. They made Loki DB Cooper.
So he was doing his mid to late 40s at the time in 1971. Okay, then yeah,
but I still think
so. He'd be dead. I mean, he'd be dang near 100.
He'd be dang near 100. But I do think he is alive or lived. I think he lived from that, and he went to just live on with over the 200 grand, and he had a couple parachutes to have. I guess after that, so only needed one
for sure.
But yeah, I don't think he died on impact. I think he parachuted down and got away. That's why they.
Have you ever seen the show Prison Break?
Yep.
Where they have DB Cooper in the show.
Yes,
that's funny. I liked that part. It's one of my favorite shows. And then the greatest, whatever you want to call it, unsolved mystery of all time, Jack the Ripper. In 1888, a series of 5 brutal murders shook the Whitechapel district of London. The killer targeted women, most of whom were living in poverty, and the crimes were marked by disturbing precision that led some to speculate the murderer had medical knowledge. The press coverage was intense, and the case became one of the first global media sensations. The killer taunted authorities through letters. Despite extensive investigations and countless suspects over the years, no one was ever definitively identified. It's crazy.
Oh, to be a cop in the 1800s probably sucked.
There's no chance
what
to catch
in the world.
There are times where, like, in my opinion, if you don't get caught doing a crime on camera and like your DNA isn't there, it shocks me that they ever find the guy. It blows my mind.
And the people are very careful,
and that's nowadays. Imagine back then, dude. I mean, that's diabolical.
I don't imagine, especially when back then, like all your sketches and stuff, like I mean, like literal basic pencil and paper. People did all this stuff, just and people knew how to draw a little bit. You know, that one. I mean, it was well over 100 years ago, like going into 200 and like way later in this century. But like, it's insane, like how people like didn't be able to figure that one out. But at the same time, not surprised they couldn't figure it out because I mean, it's 1800s and. Especially back then, if they didn't see you doing it, as well as they're never going to catch you with that. Like if they didn't see you doing it, then you're never going to get caught.
Yeah, no, it's for sure insane to me that they ever catch these people even nowadays. And shockingly, it's not shocking to me though that they don't catch these guys. It's absolutely crazy. Let me pull things up here, see what I got. I got a B, so that's good. It's a good deal. I'll take a B on this one. This was definitely something I had a lot of fun researching.
No, yeah, this was really fun.
Yeah,
this was really fun to go through.
This was a good time. I'm actually not 100% sure if I have any. I think mine was pretty straightforward to everybody. In fact, I do not have any. I'll take that any day of the week. Nobody's trashing on me today. Well, I mean, I'm always one that gets trashed on because they think it's me, but that's all right. It's no big deal.
I think you really need to invest in saying who it is.
I think you really it's all right. I don't need to slander anybody's name, but go ahead. Bring it on home, Connor.
Welcome to the final buzzer.
So the final one is the top 10 just conspiracy theories in general of all time. This one was fun to look into, as well as just go through the worldwide consensus of what people think is their best ones. Number 10, I have Elvis is alive. This is one I have. Obviously, the claim is that they believe Elvis faked his death way back in 1977. He was around 40 around that time, but when the reason it's at 10 is because when you look at Elvis back then, his health was so bad.
Oh yeah,
I mean, bad. What was that peanut butter thing he said he loved so much? He ate. It was like one of the most unhealthy concoction you could make for yourself.
Butterfinger, was it?
No, it was something bad for yourself. Obviously, what was it?
It was bad. I don't remember.
Yeah, like I mean, the things he was eating at that time, it was awful. Did you watch the movie?
I did not.
Elvis movie. I did, and it gives you great insight on that. He was at a really rough point, and he was just kind of eating himself away.
He loved a peanut butter, banana, and bacon sandwich.
Yeah, that's going to kill you. Like that alone will kill you at 40, and he did.
Does kind of sound good though.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, but I think that might take 10 years off you.
Toasted bread.
Okay, that's taking 15 years off you now.
God,
it's bad. But yeah, that's why I have it at 10. But people said it's a one to believe in that he didn't die, but he did. Like his man's health was so bad. So number 9, I have the Mandela effect. So large groups remember events differently due to alternate realities. As people believe that alternate realities exist, and I don't think.
No, I think it's just something.
Oh, I thought you said no. You believe for a second.
No, okay. I think it's just something like, you think you saw something, you think you hear something, and you go with it. Yep. That's it.
I think.
Do you know where this started from?
What?
People thinking Nelson Mandela died in prison.
Oh yeah. It's just how
misinformation.
It's just how the mind works. It's not a parallel world or parallel universe, but people looking at these websites, and listening to what people said. I'm trying to believe, dude, how do you believe in this stuff?
It's nuts.
No,
it's nuts.
Then coming into number 8, this is the one I do not understand how people believe.
Oh my God, this shouldn't even be on the list. On the list.
Flat Earth. How do people believe saying that it worked? I do not understand why you think it's not a freaking sphere. I do not understand it.
Have you seen them try? They spent like tens of thousands of dollars trying to prove it, and every single time it proves them wrong.
Did you see the guy? It wasn't like tens of thousands of dollars, but he was just doing something in his backyard. He was a legit flat earther, and he proved himself wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're stupid.
And then they come up with some other reason for it.
It's so dumb.
Shut up.
If it was flat, could I see Paris?
Yeah, exactly.
From here,
no, it's out of render.
Oh yeah, my chunks haven't loaded in yet, bro.
Exactly.
People think we're living in Minecraft. Is basically what it is. But
stupid.
It's really dumb. I had a good cackle sitting here listening to this one because people saying there's actually people trying to have scientific evidence if they're this flat. Brother, there's people up there right now and they know it's not flat. It's a freaking sphere. This one is probably one of the funnier ones. Is reptilian shapeshifters running the world. So the claim is that non-human reptilian beings disguised as humans are controlling the government. It was popularized by figures, I believe it was David Icke, as I pronounce his name. It taps into the deep psychological themes, its hidden enemies, and distrust of your elite. So basically, people believe it's mainly is this a mythical thing? I feel like you're trying to get into really deep into also mythology of things and rather than your own reality.
Yeah.
But people genuinely believe that the government is actually reptiles or reptile people, or some people say the mole people or something live in New York City or whatever it is. But this one just made me laugh and I had to put it on here because I'm there's no way that this is a legit.
It's funny.
It's a legit conspiracy theory, but it's funny.
It's just but it is funny.
It's really funny. Number 6, I have a few years ago. This was a huge thing.
Oh my God! Did you go?
It was in Nevada. It was Area 51. This is the one that it hides all aliens or advanced tech. Now, I'll be honest. I do believe in extraterrestrial beings. Yeah. I do, and honestly, would not be surprised if the government did have. I mean, there's a bazillion things we don't know, but I would not be surprised if there was a place where we had these things.
I don't think it's Area 51.
No, I think that was just a military base.
Yeah,
that one they were looking at. I don't think it was actually.
Yeah. I think they're working on stuff over there.
Yeah,
I don't think it's anything big.
When people actually went, it was funny. They they were immediately stopped at the door, and people were there with guns.
They had 60,000 petitions to go,
actually
and
went.
It ended up being 150 people or whatever it was.
People went, and then they were immediately met by the U.S. military.
It was a good little prank. That's all it was.
Good little prank on the U.S. government. We love those. Top 5. It's COVID-19 being engineered. So this claim was that the virus was deliberately created or modified. People believe it because the origin, uncertainty early in the pandemic. There was a lab leak discussions versus natural origin debates. And obviously at the time, political tensions, people would generally believe that this was engineered. I think it was a bat. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it's been 6 years since this has happened, which is crazy to think about. It's been 6 years.
If you just look into the past a lot of times it came from us eating an animal. You know, even this is one that a lot of people don't know of. HIV The AIDS actually did not come from bestiality. It came from eating monkey intestines.
Yep.
So I'm cool with the fact believing it was a bat. I will say this. If there was a country that was going to engineer it, would I put it past China? Probably not.
Probably. Yeah,
I feel like I could say that because I lived there. But there.
I'll just sit there and nod my head.
It was,
yeah, I don't think it was. I genuinely think because like where was it at? Is it in China?
Yeah,
like, where at?
It was in a lab, allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, honestly, I'm not surprised. I mean, don't they eat like everything over there?
Yeah.
Ain't that a real thing?
They eat a lot.
Yeah.
They
so
eat
like,
a lot of
I
stuff,
would not be surprised if someone just took a bite
for sure
of a bat and spread it all over the world, and that person got on a plane or something like that.
For sure.
Number 4, getting to some secret society stuff here. The Illuminati. It's a hidden elite. People believe. You believe in the Illuminati?
Because here's the one that gets me. It's like, I don't know who Kevin Hart was talking to, but she started talking. She was like, these people would come up to me on the street, and Kevin Hart just like put his finger to his mouth, like shushing her. And everybody was like, that was really weird. And I was like, there might be something else going on.
Kevin Hart is in the Illuminati. He's their mascot.
I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. If there's a guy that I think isn't in the Illuminati, it's Kevin Hart. But there's just, I don't know. You could see a lot of clips of people like starting to talk about these different things. And it's usually newer celebrities coming onto the scene, and then like another celebrity will like start cutting them off and stopping them. It's like, I don't know, something's weird there.
Yeah, people say like there's not actual like verifiable evidence of a secret society controlling everything. There's not actual viable evidence of that, but it's a fun one to believe in.
Fun.
It's very fun to believe. All of these are fun to believe in.
Yeah.
I think they're really funny. So number 3, top 3 spot. This one still is going on.
This one pisses me off.
It makes me mad too.
It ticks me off.
It's the moon landing being fake. Now, I have done like extensive research in general because I was out of curiosity. It would have been harder to fake it than actually go at the time. Like it was in the late 60s.
I mean, people were like, oh, there's no way we could have made it there. But also, like, if you look at everything we did in the years prior, that was the reasonable next step.
Yeah,
so,
it is. And
I don't know.
I don't understand it. I generally think it's just ignorance to the people.
And, people are taught, there's different reasons. They look like, oh, well, there's no stars. Or, oh, there's, the flag is standing up.
Now,
and it's like, dude, really?
Now, I don't really know how it is up there. I've never been to space. But, like, I don't know, like, if you look up, like, if you say you're in the International Space Station, if you turn around, you see just black.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
That would make sense to me.
Because I feel like, well, then why can we see stars here?
It's something with our atmosphere, I think.
Okay. That's why I've always wondered. Because, like, if you're on the moon, are you just going to look around? You can obviously see the Earth in the distance. But, like, if you look around, is it just you're standing in blackness?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. I really don't know.
Where's Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Where's he? Yeah, he'll explain this for me. But the bottom line is, it's one of the most well-documented scientific achievements in the world.
I feel like people that believe that also believe the Earth is flat.
100%. They do, 100%. So at number 2, this is one of the bigger ones, honestly. It's that 9/11 was an inside job.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
What are your takes?
Dude, I don't know. I wasn't born.
I don't
know. I don't really think it was. Everyone said that, obviously, that Bush did it or the government did it, is what people say. But I don't know. It's a tough thing to attack here to actually decide what you want to do. A lot of people said, they, blamed it. Just say the U.S. could go over there and get oil, essentially, is what they said it was. But the biggest one was how the buildings fell. Is what people were saying.
Or they said that, and like the other thing was like the World Trade Center like just filed an insurance thing, and the guy missed work once in like years. But the thing is like everybody tries to say they blew it up from the bottom, but also how would it have felt like that? That doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Well, people were saying because like forever ago, it was a plane hit the Empire State Building.
Yeah,
and that didn't fall.
That's true.
But obviously it wasn't a massive commercial jet that hit it, but there were still some flames there. But I don't really know because of the way it hit, obviously way up top, and then it just collapsed. Yeah. So I don't know.
The part to me that I think it isn't an inside job and just happened from the plane was, did you see that actually 3 towers fell?
Yeah.
There was World Trade Center 1 and 2, and then also number 7 fell. And if you look at why it fell, it was just because like one bar was getting burnt and like it shifted and then the entire thing came down.
Yeah.
And in my head, it's like if something like that can cause a building to fall, it's fine with me that a plane caused the other building to fall. I'm cool with that.
It was 24 years ago.
I agree. Yeah, neither of us were alive.
25 years ago at this point. Yeah, I don't know. We weren't alive. Everyone that mainly is in the sports staff wasn't around. Yep. So I'd really have no idea.
In the entirety of WMUL?
John?
Like, staff?
Was he alive?
I don't think so.
Is he 24?
I don't think we don't have anybody older than 25.
We don't have anyone over 20.
We don't have anybody 25 or older.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And they would have had to be 25. Even if they were, it's not like they would have
no one here.
I still remember, I thought it was in like 2013 because my family watched a documentary on it.
You thought it happened
during 9/11. And so I moved, it was in China. I moved back and then people are talking about it and I'm like, what? No, it wasn't in 2001. I wasn't around yet. And that's when I had to learn the Cruel Awakening. But
yeah, okay.
Whoops. Oh well.
Whoopsies. So now we're going into the big number one is that the assassination of John F. Kennedy was a cover-up.
What was it supposedly a cover up for?
It was like, I don't really know. People were saying like, obviously it was a big Cold War issue at the time. And I don't know, like a lot of later investigations, like eventually the House Select Committee on assassinations, they suggested there was possible conspiracy, but found no actual proof of a larger plot of it. They found obviously the guy that shot him went to jail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they got him immediately. I really don't know.
I just don't understand. I've heard this one. I've never really understood why it was allegedly a cover up, like what it was a cover up for, if that makes sense. I just never really knew the whole story behind it. I don't believe it. I'm not gonna lie. As you can probably tell, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. I'm
not either.
I think that. Oh well. But you know, the guess what? Sun's gonna come up tomorrow. The Earth is still rotating. But
yes, sir.
I don't know. It's just I just never really understood this one. I never really got it.
Well, I mean, like a lot of these are just, I don't really get it in a sense. Like, I don't know why people like, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you kind of sit there and realize that the human race is kind of dumb.
No, for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love individuals. I believe, individuals are awesome and we're all meant to be great together. I just think people are stupid. But
I do too. No, I really do. Like, there's no thing stupider than the human race. Like, a lot of people are really dumb in some sense, but like, I don't know. I like to believe some of these things, but the JFK one, I definitely do not believe. I don't believe 9/11 either, that it was an inside job. But obviously, I do believe that the government's run by lizards. I do believe that. I do gotta fall into that one at a sense. But no, I don't know.
It's not me. It's not me. Anyways, let's see what.
Tell me them comments in the grade.
You also got a B, so we're ending the day on a CBB. Nothing wrong with that. College basketball, hey, big March Madness guy going on right now, so nothing wrong with that. Let's go see what you got. Veronica said, Titanic being an insurance fraud claim not being on here is what kept it from being perfect. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
I mean, it wasn't like the guy that had it, like he wasn't on it. Is that what it was?
Something like that. I don't know. Have you heard of like the boat that responded to the Titanic?
Yeah.
There were like 3 boats in the area. The farthest one away responded and like went toward them. And they were supposed to have a max speed of 17 knots. And they got up to 19 because they were going so fast.
Yeah.
And they ended up getting there, but obviously, a little too late. Nolan said the moon is made of cheese. Hilarious.
Okay.
So funny. Ha ha ha. Anthony Doria said, I would put that Michael Jackson is alive. I've never heard that one.
I haven't either.
And then John just said, nah, this one is wild.
That's all he said.
I was happy to get so many comments, but these were not great.
That was just just the terms. Oh, dude, that's wild. Yeah, like, all right, why don't you actually tell me?
Yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed this one. I think this was a good idea. I'm glad you came up with that. Yeah. We were able to find some holes, fit it in. I'm gonna have to figure out the word to what did I say was the word to all encompass this one?
Unknown.
Unknown. I like that. Edition. I like it. Good unknown edition. Good for that. We're finally staying below time. That's good. We haven't done that in a while.
It's because it's me and you. That's the only reason why.
It's been a minute, but there's nobody after us on air on Thursday afternoon, so it's not like it really matters. So, anyways, thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next Thursday with a very special guest.
Yes, sir.
With a very special guest. The future Mrs. Connor Brown, unless he blows it. We'll be talking about sitcoms. I honestly don't remember. What's my list supposed to be again? So what are the lists? We'll just preview the list.
Oh shoot!
I'm doing characters. She's doing sitcoms in total.
In general.
And you're doing couples.
I'm doing couples.
That'll be a fun one. That'll be fun. So come back.
That'd be fun.
Tune in. We'll be here as always. We don't got anything better to do. So why not? Have a great rest of your day.